Uh, Evening, everybody. Well, I guess I'd say morning more so. So it's been, a pretty active, I'd say, months thus far. Yeah, month is the right word for it. And basically, I noticed that, a lot of times, I do say it's not about the money, it's not. It really isn't. Because the money is something that comes after. It's not something that's going to come now. And even if it didn't come, I get paid regardless of what I do. So, yeah, I could care less. And y'all tend to fizzle out a little bit after a minute. But basically, though, so the Odachi videos are now going to be more consistent because I finally got the suit where it needs to be at, which is right now, the Superior suit is now in its recovery suit stage. So it's no longer just Superior suit, it's now in Lightning Wolf prototype territory because the suit can help you recover, you can stop, drink water, pull at the tassel, you pull the back area to get the fan nice and close onto you while you're just taking a knee, drinking your water, looking around, thinking to yourself. It's a good, useful vest because it's multi-layered. Now, obviously not bulletproof, but if you know anything about ballistic vests and whatnot, military grade vests and everything like that, it's not like as if bulletproof means if someone shot you multiple times, you're good. No, it just means there's something there strong enough to actually stop the bullet from getting all the way through. But that's the thing, it's only strong enough to stop it those few times. After a while, from what I recall correctly, after 3 shots, your vest is just useless. You might as well just throw it away at that point because any other shot is just going to go right on through it because every shot would create cracks in the plate itself, whatever plate it is, sappy plate, whatever would find you. There's different types, varying. But that's just an idea of like gear mindfulness of like what kind of gear you're using. My whole Superior Lightning Wolf setup is more so a I guess I say more so for stealth. Yeah, that'd be a great word for stealth because cover, you can find cover anywhere, and a car is still better than nothing because at least no one knows exactly where you are behind the car. But concealment, now that's something you have to kind of grow to learn how to use. Like everybody likes to call me a ninja. I wouldn't call myself a ninja, but that's just what everybody likes to call me. But in actuality, I'm just a guy who learned a lot at a young age and, well, had no real choice but to keep learning if I wanted to get anywhere in my life. Like I said in a very old video by now, well, weeks old video now, you have to sacrifice everything. And I did. The only thing I had left to sacrifice was just myself in general. Like the old version of how I did things. Just sweep it under the rug, say goodbye to it, because here's the thing. When you're alone in a lot of what you try and do in your life, and it's only you're the only one to build from that ground. When you decide, okay, that old system isn't gonna keep it going anymore. It's no longer, it's the fact that you're alone. There is no one to discuss these things with. There is no, it's only you and how you view reality and how you come to conclusions about things you hear or things you interact with. Things that you years later think about only because you had a small engagement with something that you may have not understood back then, but later on you may think back to it and be like, well, huh. And if I looked at it like that back then, I might have been able to take advantage of that myself. But, life happens, everything keeps moving along. The sources that I've put down in the comments and everything, or rather, the advertisement for my the other channel creators that I do like, basically that's a part of the stage plan. Now, majority of you are probably not listening at this point, but the few that might get to this point, because I do tend to see people who watch all the way through. This is for you, the real followers. Anyway, so let's get into some real direct detail, since we're at the 5 minute mark now. All the guys who can't understand English, or all the guys who are not that interested, they're gone. If you're here, I'm talking to you. Anyway, as we were saying, so we're getting to the middle of phase 2. So that means we're slowing down. It's only because you have to prepare for your bigger phases. I've already done advertisement for my own content on TikTok utilizing their systems. I'm now going to, at the beginning of next month, as a culmination moment of phase 3, which is just basically Lightning Wolf gets the major upgrades that it needs, and it's now fully planned out. We got all the material listed out, researched. We know what kind of batteries we need. We know what kind of sections of the areas that need to have specific equipment. It's a modular vest for a reason. It may be a hard cover for my soft area to just tighten it down even more and make it, well, harder to stab or harder to just beat me with, blunt force objects. The helmet is kind of the final piece that will not be revealed for a little while, because I really want to work on the helmet, and I really don't want to showcase it until I have a full-fledged prototype to show. Everything else wise though is, it's going to be trickling out. It's going to be showing a little bit. But at the end of the day, by the time the next month begins, we'll be in the phase 3, and everybody's listening right now, y'all gonna know. You're gonna know because I would have already set it up for. That's how these phases work. I do what I can at the beginning of the month, and what I have left to work with is how I play it out for the rest of the month. This is not only a way to make sure that my pets are good and I'm good on food, but it's also a good, meaningful way of training myself on being mindful of what I do and don't need. Because that's a big thing, because you tend to want to have a little snack or something. You tend to think to yourself man, if I had this and that, I wouldn't be gobbling up my food so often and then needing to get Uber Eats or or any of the other food services now, just to have a quick, exactly what you want. Y'all know I've been through it too. I want exactly what I want. I get fussy about it, and then you realize, well, how much money did I spend getting that Uber Eats or going out to that nice restaurant because, well, I'm hungry and I don't feel like, dealing with going to the grocery store, dealing with bringing all the groceries back, then having to deal with cooking all myself. I want to go out. There's some people, because guess what? The growing number of people who are social isolated is growing. That means there's a lot more people home alone who probably don't really socialize outside of work, who probably go home and just watch TikTok videos, YouTube videos, scroll Instagram, scroll Twitter. Everybody wants to scroll and they don't really want to think about anything. And it's kind of turned into this day and age where scrolling endlessly and just being validated in what you think and believe somehow makes your reality easier for you. That is an unhealthy mindset, and that's kind of what I want to combat. There's a lot of things I want to combat, but I pick my battles wisely, and I take my time with them too, strategically, because you need to. If you don't, what are you really doing? At the end of the day. Anyway, we're about at the 10-minute mark, and I want to keep these short. This is your local veteran, Eternia, out.